everybody, it's Melissa Sorrentino, and I want to check in on my divorce diary. I have not made an entry to the divorce diary in a while, and my reason for that is because I'm actually not really identifying very strongly as divorced anymore. I identify as single and as just me, but definitely I'm enjoying being single. I am coping very well. I was doing horribly in the end years of my marriage. I was doing horribly for the first beginning parts. And looking back, I know now that's fine. It's in fact good. Oh crap. All right, hold on. Anyways, sorry about that. I had an alarm going off. Okay, so I am doing very well, and there is a deep-seated reason why. Well, there's many reasons why, but going even back to like the kind of kid I was, and the emotional kind of shit that I've already worked through, even outside of the whole relationshipness, but just as a human being. But obviously, I don't want to go on for an entire lifetime in a YouTube video. But I want to talk for a second about. I want to talk about affirmations briefly. I want to talk about not vilifying and forgiveness briefly. And I really want to talk about letting yourself feel the feels. Now, there's a difference between letting yourself feel the feels and indulging in the feels. I went too far in indulging in the feels during my marriage. I forgive myself for that. I actually even give myself excuses for that I'm not going to go into. I know my ex has his point of view. I have mine. And I went too far in that direction. I'm not sure that I had any other options available to me. But once I was divorced, I was habitually going just too deep into like depression and sorrow land, and I actually even allowed myself to feel sorry for myself, which is okay to do in my opinion, but I just went too far. And when I say went too far, this is what I mean, and this is just straight up practicality, y'all. I took too much time there, and I created a momentum that was going backwards instead of moving forward, and that was a real detriment to my healing process. But it is very important to feel the feels, and I personally think that I am doing better now because I allowed myself to overdo rather than erring on the side of underdoing feeling my feels. I got great advice from a guy who had been divorced for, I think he'd been divorced for actually like 5, 6, whatever years when I first got divorced. And now in hindsight, I'm like, why was he still in that place? Because I'm way beyond that at this point in my life, and it's only been 2.5 years. Not even quite. So 2 years really, plus a couple months, whatever. Anyway, 2.5. Oh my God, stop it. See, there is a way that my mind will just continue to generate. I think it's because I'm a very intellectual person, but there's like a loop. And when I allowed my sorrowful thoughts and feelings to just keep pushing in that loop direction, I got so deeply mired that it was very difficult for me to get out. It really actually, at one point in my life, impossible for me to get out. And then I just had to count on somebody else upstairs pulling me out. But, I hooked my winch up to the back of that truck and I let God just pull me out. But here I am now, and I have the ability to pull myself out. And this is how I do it. I just keep tabs on the time. I really do. And in fact, if I've been ruminating too long, I will, I'm not kidding you, set a timer and say, I'm going to mope about this for 5 whole minutes, or I'm going to mope about this for 10 whole minutes. And I'll be like, beep, 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 start. And then I'll just be like, oh, that was a really sentimental moment. And more often than not, you guys, in 1 to 2 minutes, I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, and then I ask myself, I go, do I really want to cry some more about this? I go, no, I'd rather just be going with my day. But that is so important, because if you just gloss over it, it's like that, just, it's like a zit, you know, it's just like, it just festers and infects, and it's just terrible. And then poof, it's going to be a mess, and you're going to be like, oh, Kurt Cobain moment. Terrible, terrible. And I'm not glossing over that lightly whatsoever. But moving forward, okay, so that's the thing about feel the feels. It will come in waves, and the waves will ebb and flow and ebb and flow. And sometimes they just knock you the fuck down, especially year one. You're going to be like, you know, you're going to just be like, oh, la, 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 oh, this Kleenex box, oh, remember how he would blow his nose, and then you just want to fucking die. I'm serious. It's the worst. Oh my God. But then you get a grip on yourself. I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I'm sharing these things. But okay, so feel the feels. Let that shit overwhelm you. Go ahead and err on the side of feeling the feels, at least for sure for like year one, or whatever the, you know, ratio, proportion, amount. You know, if you were only with the guy for a year and then you mope for a year, there's a problem with that. Maybe give yourself 4 weeks to get over that. But, you know, I was in an 18-something odd year relationship with my ex. So, it was definitely, you know, it took some time to get to the place where now I can actually laugh about it. And I'm not fucking around, and I'm not like, oh, I just spent 5 hours last night crying and now I'm faking it. No, I didn't. I'm good. I do cry, but like I set that timer, and I'm always like, wow, it's been 45 seconds and I've actually kind of cried this moment out. But if I didn't leave myself that availability, I think it would be very difficult, because I would be festering. I'm so sorry, you guys. This is just, I'm embarrassed, and more than embarrassed, I feel like it's impolite to keep interrupting the video like this. I forgot to clear all the crap off my device before I hit record on this guy. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. So feeling the feels, very important. Overindulge rather than underindulge. But then once you get to that limit, just go, okay, this is enough. Enough is enough. Set the timer. Allow yourself to really feel and dig around in there. Make sure it's good and clean. Get that sponge out. Make sure you've scrubbed out the corners. And then put it away and distract yourself and do something else. Now, moving to the next sort of point I wanted to talk about, which is affirmations. Affirmations is the way to maneuver out of that. Because you might go, okay, well, that's easier said than done, but how? Once my thoughts are like 80 billion miles an hour in the wrong direction, how do I turn that sucker around and start going forward? Well, affirmations is how. But a lot of people hate affirmations, and here's the reason why. They are too abrupt, okay? You're driving in your car, and you go, okay, I've gone too far. I've passed my destination. I want to go the other way. You can't, you know, just always just reverse it. You know, you're going to just, all the gears are going to freeze, and you're just going to be screwed. So here's the way to do it. Abraham Hicks calls it milking it, or going general. These are just different terms, but I'm going to call this just softening, and just softening that turn. And here's how. Instead of, you know what, I'm just going to demonstrate, because y'all are smart and I don't need to waste time. Okay, I want to die. I want to die. I want to die. Do I really want to die? I mean, would that resolve anything? I don't want to die. I want to feel better. I just want to feel better. I don't want to die. I want to be sitting here not wanting to die. I want to be sitting here feeling better. I want to feel better. How could I feel better? What could I do to feel better? What can I do to feel better? I guess I'm kind of hungry. I guess I could have a snack. You know what would really feel good? Chocolate. No, chocolate's horrible. Chocolate's horrible for me. No, I want to feel better though. What could I have that's not chocolate that would make me feel better? Well, I did buy all those yogurts. Yeah, I think I'll have a yogurt. And then you just kind of have maneuvered, and now you can hit that, that slam it in high gear when you feel that momentum and go, I don't want to die. Actually, I'm rocking this out. Actually, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm pretty, I'm interesting, I'm funny. I have a lot to live for. I have tons to live for. And this is where Abraham Hicks says, now you're milking it. I have so much to live for. I have a huge future ahead of me. I don't even know what it's going to be, but it's not going to be as shitty as a lot of my past is. It's guaranteed that it's going to be better. I feel better now. I actually feel better. Wow, I rock. Now, bookmark that. Next time, you can start to trust yourself, and and now I feel 2 years and a half later, or whatever it is, I need a calendar. I know. So as soon as I feel like shit, I can actually just sort of I don't even have to turn that around so slow. I'm better at it now. Just like driving my gondola. I don't have to be oh shit, I'm gonna hit a wall. I'm just row. I'm flipped around and I'm going in the right direction. And habitually you'll get that way, and then you'll trust yourself. It is so important to trust yourself. And so milking, softening those affirmations, just gently generalizing until you can get yourself feeling better. Huge gift. You're welcome. Okay, and then the last but not least thing I wanted to talk about, and I'm just going to touch on it briefly. I did a video I called it Vilification. It's in the Improv Sophisticate, okay? It is talking about not vilifying your scene partners, not vilifying the audience, not vilifying your teacher. This applies to divorce too. When you vilify your ex-partner, and you just keep vilifying them, and what do you call it? What do you call it when you deify somebody or you idolize, canonize? You're vilifying them and you're canonizing yourself, and you're just like, I'm a saint, he's the devil. I'm a saint, he's the devil. I'm a saint, he's the devil. You're gonna be like, well, I'm not that much of a saint, and then but you've created this polarity now. And you think that you have to somehow even it. You don't. There is no polarity with human beings. We're people, okay? We're human beings. We're spiritual beings in a physical body, in the world. You can believe there's a God out there. You cannot, whatever. It doesn't matter. But I want to let everybody off the hook from thinking that the more, the less villain he is, the more deified or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So, because what's going to happen is you hit a ceiling, well, I'm not a saint. Well, maybe he's not so bad. Well, I'm not a saint. Well, maybe he's not so bad. And then you start to go like this. And then you're like, maybe I'm horrible. Maybe actually he was right. Maybe I was a horrible person and he was a great person. And then it's just this fucking it's a waste of time. Just take that whole idea, tie a bow around it, and just chuck that sucker. That's my advice for today. And I feel like giving advice because I feel good. And also because very recently, it was brought to my attention that there's somebody else that's way fresher in this journey than me. And this video is for you. So I hope that this gives you some hope. Although I know you're in that year one. Oh God, oh, she's so pretty. No one's gonna ever be as pretty as her. That's where you're at right now. I love you, but it's not true. Milk that into the other direction when you're ready. Okay. Mwah. Love you guys all. My divorced friends, my single friends, my married friends, my kids, my child frees. I love you guys. Okay? Bye.